So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Packer pressure, and down he goes. It's Preston Smith. He gets the sack there.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. Open man, Parham. He's got him. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards.
That's complete to his running back, Jefferson.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in this first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can he learn the offense, it's what they can teach him, right? How can he build a relationship with his receivers? And, of course, how open is he to learning? And, of course, how open are they to giving him things that he can put in place on the field?
Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. He'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. He'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 24. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him early, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And this will be a Packers first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Jones. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Rodgers now to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jones. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. On play action, it's Rodgers. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. And again, it's Rodgers. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
And it's a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions. But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
2nd and 10. And he just clocked it. But the clock wasn't even moving. Well, that's one you don't see very often, a wasted down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
Now the try here for the extra point. That is good, and that'll make it 20-7. Four seconds, all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away. not wanting to risk anything here late in the half. He'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. First down and much more here for Jones. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want us to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the third quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
67 yards on the ground for him so far. Again, it's Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Hands it off out of the gun. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw here. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice throw right there. And these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. And I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. They'll drop to throw. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look. 6 DBs. Looking to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble, and the Packers pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. It got his man, complete. 30, past the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, 93 yards.
And the Packers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. Rodgers will throw for it. Rolling to his right. Complete at the 1. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw here. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. A throw over the middle, taken in. 7 yards, the pickup there. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now back to throw. He'll fire one deep for Westbrook. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. He could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. Space to run past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Vikings get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. And he'll get in, and they're going to draw themselves 2 points closer. So the signal caller doing it himself there on the 2-point try. You got to like that. We always talk about the ball staying in the hands of the best players, but most of the time you want to get it to a back, pitch it to a wide. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least. No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them. A quick pass out to Juju. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. To throw is Rodgers. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going? They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On play action, Rodgers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion. Throwing now is Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. And
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
They should have put a stamp on him.
Into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown.
Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. Might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Pulls it in at the 13. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. So give him 2 yards there on the completion.
And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Finally out of bounds, but he gets all the way down right around the 20.
Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. Now Jones. Throw left side complete. That's Rodgers. They'll get to him just inside the 15-yard line. And even after that fancy footwork we saw, a good job defensively to recover. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. -9 yards on the play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing Jones. He'll buy some time right. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 15. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. When he went on the move there and started rolling out, I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Caught by Allen. That catch, number 750 of his NFL career, and it puts him even with not just one but 2 Hall of Famers, Michael Irvin and Charlie Joyner. So some pretty good company at 750.
Now you talk about the playmaker, Michael Irvin, and the guy who just made plays, Charlie Joyner. And that's what we're seeing here. Similar style in terms of being dependable, being open, and turning it into plays that you remember.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Rodgers looking to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, man, it's caught inside the 10. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Extra point right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Right back for Allen. This time he finds him complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Throw over the middle into the hands of the tight end, Parham. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Back to throw again. Throw, but the catch is made. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Packers, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener.
And they'll get a trip to Vegas next week for a date with the Raiders.
Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat.
And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers.
That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew.